Cumberland stood frozen, stunned by the sudden arrival of our boy, Lu Sheng. He could hardly believe his eyes. The figure floating in the sky, bathed in a swirling purple aura, could only be the legendary divine general. Yet something felt off. Lu Sheng's form wasn't physically present. It gave off an ethereal, dreamlike presence that sent chills down Cumberland's spine. The sheer force of the projection overwhelmed him, making him nauseous. He realized with dread that what hovered above was a perfect psychic clone of Lu Sheng. But Lu Sheng wasn't in the mood for pleasantries. With terrifying speed, he moved forward and struck Cumberland with a casual slap of his hand, a blow so powerful that it sent shockwaves across the ocean. Despite the devastating attack, Cumberland clung to life, stunned that Lu Sheng's mere psychic form could obliterate even his carefully nurtured spirit clone with a single hit. The other martial artists nearby could hardly process what they were witnessing. In their eyes, Cumberland might as well have been dead, his spirit forcibly torn from his body, leaving him screaming for salvation. It was then the mysterious hooded figure, the so-called guide, intervened, smiling faintly as he flicked his fingers. Instantly, Cumberland's spirit was yanked back into his body, and he gasped in relief, alive but traumatized beyond belief. The guide understood something crucial. If Lu Sheng could dismantle the souls of these so-called legendary martial artists so effortlessly, then their prized level 9 divine bodies were little more than a joke to him. The guide chuckled darkly. No wonder the other supreme martial artists of this world felt like helpless playthings in Lu Sheng's presence. Meanwhile, Lu Sheng, still in spirit form, stared directly at the guide, smiling, as if recognizing him. The guide flinched internally, rattled by how Lu Sheng had identified him so easily. Before the guide could react, Lu Sheng lunged forward, ready to land a heavy punch. But just before impact, the guide calmly tapped Lu Sheng's forehead. A simple touch, yet it unleashed a monstrous shockwave that tore through the ocean, brutally injuring Lu Sheng and sending the surrounding martial artists flying like leaves in a storm. Despite the damage, Lu Sheng held his ground, undeterred. What followed was a surreal battle. The guide, using only his fingers, parried every one of Lu Sheng's furious blows. His casual finger flicks clashed against Lu Sheng's frenzied punches, until finally, a single concentrated strike from the guide sent Lu Sheng flying across the sky. "You call that power?" the guide scoffed. "If that's all you've got, you'd be better off giving up now." Instead of fear, Lu Sheng threw his head back and laughed. "You think that was serious?" he sneered. "That was just my warm-up." Suddenly, a huge purple vortex erupted within the ocean, sending colossal waves crashing outward. From the depths, Lu Sheng's real body emerged untouched by even a drop of water. He floated towards the ship, his eyes burning with newfound intensity. Upon seeing the guide clearly, Lu Sheng instantly understood. This was the same creature who had given Zhao the ultimate technique that had once defeated him. Without hesitation, Lu Sheng seized Kingsu with his psychic powers, gently pushing her away. "It's about to get dangerous. Stay back," he warned. The guide offered a sly grin. "Hand over the 400 kilos of energy crystals," he said casually, "and I'll leave this backwater world alone. Even with all your power, you're still alone. No one here can save you." The surrounding martial artists were bewildered. Why was the guide negotiating so kindly with Lu Sheng? Why wasn't he punishing him for violating the rules? The truth was becoming clear. The guide didn't see Lu Sheng as a criminal, he saw him as a rare talent to admire. But Lu Sheng's expression hardened. He rejected the offer flatly, telling the guide he would rather die than surrender. If the guide wanted the crystals, he would have to take them by force. The other martial artists were stunned. Was Lu Sheng insane? The guide had even reduced his demands out of respect, but Lu Sheng stomped on the offer without hesitation. The guide stared in disbelief. Was this boy really willing to spit in the face of such mercy? Lu Sheng, growing more impatient, began mocking the guide viciously, calling him delicate, accusing him of fighting like a wishy-washy fish without a shred of real manhood, even joking that he must be practicing some kind of feminine martial arts. He laughed at the guide's so-called threats, painting him as a melodramatic drama queen. The guide's rage boiled over. Veins bulged in his temples as he roared that he was no weakling. Energy flared around him so intense that volcanoes on distant islands began erupting. Even fishermen miles away felt the shift in seasons and dropped to their knees, praying desperately to the dragon god of the sea to spare them. Only Lu Sheng and the elite martial artists understood. This was no divine dragon, this was the wrath of the guide. Cumberland trembled, realizing the truth. Such massive, casual weather manipulation meant that the guide wasn't merely a planetary powerhouse, he was something cosmic. Meanwhile, Kingsu, carried away by Lu Sheng's psychic powers, watched with worry. She knew Lu Sheng was treading dangerous ground. The guide's purple aura now crackled violently with thunder, lighting up the sky as bolts rained down around the ship. But Lu Sheng only smiled calmly. "If this is all you've got," he taunted, "then you really are a wimp." For the first time, the guide's full face was revealed twisted in pure fury. He muttered in an ancient, guttural tongue before launching multiple purple thunderbolts straight at Lu Sheng. The guide charged, his speed breathtaking, aiming his two sharp fingers directly at Lu Sheng's chest. When the attack landed, it blasted Lu Sheng several meters away. But Lu Sheng rose again, bloodied but undeterred, his power climbing higher and higher with each moment. The watching martial artists gasped. They were witnessing the birth of a true level 10 genius. Still, compared to the guide's towering strength, Lu Sheng seemed almost fragile. To them, it looked like the guide could destroy him with a flick. The guide scoffed, believing Lu Sheng defeated. He told him to understand the vast gulf that separated them, a chasm no human could cross. Yet, as the smoke cleared, Lu Sheng stood smiling. Pieces of something ancient were breaking away from his face, some invisible barrier collapsing. "I'll admit," Lu Sheng said, grinning. "You're not bad after all." For the first time, Lu Sheng truly respected the guide. And the battle had only just begun.